Aloha, welcome to Jordan's Journal. I'm Representative Joe Jordan, and today from my special guests, I have Wai Ola o Waianae, and with me I have Pake Salmon and Richard Medeiros. Could you introduce yourself, Pake, and what you do for Wai Ola o Waianae?
Okay, yeah, sure. First of all, I want to thank you so much for having us on your show. My name is Pake Salmon, and I'm the communication coordinator for our environmental group, Wai Ola o Waianae. So basically, I do the photography, I write the articles, and also engaging everybody in social media for our group.
Yeah. And Richard?
And I'm Richard Medeiros. I am the Non-Point Source Pollution Task Force Coordinator, and I also serve as the Deputy Project Director of Wai Ola o Waianae.
Oh, okay. Wai Ola has been around for a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of grown. So what is Wai Ola o Waianae? Kind of talk about what we started as, where we're at right now, and where we're going to be going. So give a little history of Wai Ola.
Good.
Wai Ola is an EPA care grant from the Environmental Protection Agency. We started a few years ago with Level 1, and we started 2 years ago with Level 2. And Level 2 is about figuring out how to implement environmental justice in a community that has a lot of environmental injustice. So we focused on non-point source pollution, commercial illegal dumping, as well as residential illegal dumping. And we try to especially do outreach to the youth in the community to do community capacity building as well as cleaning up our environment, because we want to focus on the health of the community as well. Bad environment leads to health problems, leads to other problems down the road.
So some of the projects that you guys took on to, I guess, kind of do some of the education and make it a healthier environment?
One of the projects that I did a couple of workshops with farmers on healthier farm practices, integrated dry litter systems for pig farms in Waianae, because pig farming is coming back as a big industry. We also did IMO, which is indigenous microorganism, stimulating the good bacteria that's already in the ground to eliminate pesticide use for farmers. We also do a lot of beach cleanups, which Pake is more of an expert on that than I am.
So that was kind of more of the business end of it,
Yeah.
working with entrepreneurs and small businesses within a community. And
Trying to keep the
educating.
businesses, trying to keep them to be good stewards of the land that they're working on and good community partners.
Okay. And then we started doing some beach cleanups,
Yeah,
environmental.
so basically, Wai Ola o Waianae is an environmental community group with members from the Waianae community. And so our mission and our goal is to reduce illegal dumping and non-point source pollution along the Waianae Coast. So yes, we've been doing a whole bunch of different things. Like Richard's had workshops with farmers. Jolene and Nohel, who couldn't be here right now, they help run the youth part of our organization. And like I said earlier, I do the photo and video and the online social media, keeping people engaged, our community engaged, so that maybe some people aren't aware that we have a littering problem of cigarette butts on our beaches. So we just keeping people aware and engaged right now.
So some of the projects that you might do to kind of show people that we have these issues in our beaches or maybe on the land. Did you do any kind of cleanups?
Yeah, we did. We just did a cleanup last weekend. And so we have some pictures as well. So it was pretty exciting. Every month we have a beach cleanup at one of the beaches like Makaha, Maili, Pokaibe, or Nanakuli. And last weekend was at Nanakuli. And it was just a phenomenal turnout with the Nanakuli High School football players.
So when you do one of these beach cleanups, what are you guys trying to impress upon the participants or get?
Okay, so yeah, we're trying to impress upon the whole community, because in order for us to become healthier and to recognize that we need to change our behaviors with regarding where we're putting our trash. So anyways, at these cleanups, we have our youth. We have a mentee right here, Mason Vai Vai, with other football players as well as his brothers, and what they do is they sweep the beach. But there was a picture previously where yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. Anyway, so in the beginning of our cleanups, what we do, one more picture back, please. One more. Sorry about that. So in the beginning of our cleanups, what we do is, we have the youth fill out questionnaires. And Richard can talk more to that.
Yeah, we basically do a pre and post assessment, especially for the youth that show up. We want to figure out what knowledge they already have before they do the cleanup, and we want to measure how much, what kind of knowledge they gain by doing it. We're not doing just the cleanup. Jolene often tells a mo'olelo or something about the area that we're cleaning up. We normally have some older people that can talk about how this area looked when they were kids. And we're trying to bring back that older Hawaiian way that, especially Nanakuli Beach. I mean, that beach is nowhere near what it used to be even 20 years ago. I can only imagine what it looked like 50 years ago before we had a lot of human interaction with it.
So it's basically not just about picking up or educating about litter or rubbish or illegal dumping. It's actually educating on what this place was before, what it still can be, and how do we, malama the area by sharing, olelo of the area or stories of the area by practitioners.
Yes.
Right? We combine all that in.
What we basically do with our beach cleanups is they're actually making a connection with whoever participates in our cleanups, because parents come, kupuna come, and then their children come as well, and youth groups, and so it's like we go back to the way the Hawaiians used to take care of everything, which was like the ultimate model of sustainability and stewardship. So we take it back to make the connection with our residents and community that this is how it used to be. Something's wrong, and let's clean it. Let's do something about it. But as well as while we're doing the beach cleanups, we're modeling good behavior to those around us, not just our family and friends, but those people who are using the beaches. And they'll start to think that, hey, I gotta clean up my area too. And normally that is what happens when we're out there cleaning up the beaches.
So the participants will probably do an assessment to start with on what they may or may not know.
Yeah.
And then they'll participate in the event. And then what do they usually find on these cleanups or gatherings of they find?
We find an assortment of things. We find everything from large to small trash.
A lot of plastic.
So
rubbish.
This would be
Yes, a lot. You find a lot of Capri Sun, the straws, those plastic wrappers. You find just candy wrappers everywhere. I mean, and they're just scattered about there's a bunch of people who are not caring for our beaches and coastlines.
And then
so
A bunch of bottle caps, cigarette
tons
butts.
of bottle caps, and these things don't biodegrade. And the number one thing that we always find is cigarette butts. No matter how many times we go back and clean the beach, you'll find cigarette butts. And I don't know if the people who do smoke, I don't know who are littering, I don't know if they realize that this doesn't biodegrade. It's a toxic substance, and then also it goes into our food chain when there's heavy rains and stuff like that. So when we have people who come out to do the event with us, they really learn a lot, and they're taken aback at how much litter is existing right on our beaches.
so that we find small items like little bottle caps.
We're finding more small
cigarettes,
items than large items.
pieces, wrappers.
We find all kinds of items. We found beds, we found tires, I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
Dirty diapers, I mean, really, we're finding all of that. So we're trying to change the behavior. That's ultimately what Wai Ola o Waianae wants to do, is to get the Waianae community to be the way we used to be. We used to take care of the land, take care of the streams, take care of the coastlines, and that's what we want to do, is perpetuate that value, malama ka'aina.
So after completing, then we have another assessment to see what they might have learned or gathered.
After completing the beach cleanup, we often do a debriefing session with everybody that attends. We thank them for their participation, and we do a post-assessment, normally with the same people that did the pre-assessment, because we want to actually track how much knowledge they gain personally.
Yeah.
And we always do kind of a talk story session and discuss what we found on the beach. And it's really interesting to see the younger kids, because a lot of them, they play in the sand, they play in the ocean, and they don't realize that all this stuff is there.
Wow.
Even though they're so close to the ground, they don't really look down.
Uh-huh.
You know, they're just having fun. And when they actually look and they clean up and they're picking up, you know, bottles full of cigarette butts or bottles full of bottle caps, it's really shocking. And then, you know, they tell their parents, and I see little kids scolding their moms and dads after.
And that's what's going to happen. You know, it's the younger generation
Yeah.
who's going to teach the older generation, you know, that's not, we're not going to tolerate that. So
So
it's awesome.
I'm sure you've had the opportunity to kind of like go back and revisit some areas that you cleaned before. Have you seen a reduction in some of these items, or?
We actually do see,
Yeah, we do
we
see a
actually
reduction.
do see a reduction, but as far as the cigarette butts and the beer bottle caps and the plastic wrappers,
That's
those by far, like we continue to see those things. Maybe not as much as when we first started,
Yeah.
but you know, it's still we're collecting like too many containers of cigarette butts.
The interesting thing that I do notice, especially when we're at Nanakuli or a beach that has a lot of tents and parties, when we are out there cleaning, we always notice the people watch us and then they start cleaning up their area while we're there. So, you know, it's modeling good behavior, and I hope they maintain doing that after we're gone or after any group that's doing a cleanup is gone.
yeah, so it kind of just rubs off on everybody
Yeah.
around the area.
They ask us for trash bags. You know, we're always willing to
Wow.
give trash bags when we're out there, because we want to make sure that it's not just us cleaning. We just want the environment to be a healthier, safer place for everybody.
So when after they do like their surveys, do they come back and participate in another event with you, and they get more in tune with wanting to kind of give back and do more?
Yes, a lot of the times.
Participation?
A lot of the times, if they can make it, they come back for the next beach cleanup or whatever we're doing. The community is looking to get involved in these types of projects or with this kinds of events and opportunities.
How do you outreach to other individuals? I mean, you do communications, so how do you, other than, you know, putting up a flyer and saying come and join us, or getting a school group, or, you know, a canoe club or something, how do you try to get other people to participate in and educated on this?
Well, I'm also responsible for writing the articles in the community paper. So we always try to give information when the next when the next event is coming up, as well as those who participated. So we do that, and then we, you know, so I've been taking all the photos, and I kind of do it in an artistic way, and we put them online. We use social media. We just started trying to integrate that in our communication plan, because right now what we're seeing is that everybody in Waianae is on Facebook. So we want to, you know, if people are on Facebook, that's where we want to meet them. So when they come to our cleanup, we take a photo and video, and we put it up there, and we do, like I said, we do creative adjustments to it, so that when people see their pictures, they're like stoked, and they're, you know what I mean, and then they engage their family, their friends, and like it's. Yeah, so we are engaging, we are now having to communicate differently with everyone, you know, than just the normal writing the paper or word of mouth. Now we're online and just, you know, reaching our community through this new types of social media technology.
So I mean, you're not only doing cleanups, but you're out there to educate the community on, to be aware of what is illegal dumping and how you can actually dispose of it legally, or where you can report it, and you know, how do you, you know, get more people to understand that that's not good behavior, it's bad behavior, and don't feel bad by turning somebody in. Do you guys do that type of stuff and try to educate the general community?
Well, we don't turn anybody in.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but we just want to educate. You know, there's a process, and so we just want to educate and make everybody aware right now.
So you've done what?
So one of the other things that, you know, I have done, like I've done a couple video pieces, and we just did a PSA in the beginning of the year. We aired it on Olelo, as well as on the social media sites and our social media and YouTube. And the reason why we created it was because if there's so much illegal dumping in our community, maybe for some crazy reason, people don't know where to dump their trash. So instead of like putting anybody down or anything, hey, we just created something to give them information, where it's at, what street is it on, how does this place look? And so we created the PSA.
And there is an option. You know, you don't have to
Exactly.
dump it on the side of the street. There is legal options where you can take it to a center, or you
Yes,
can
exactly.
call or something like that. And we brought that PSA with
Yes,
us, right?
yes, we did.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I think they'll show the PSA for us, but that was just like another educational component that you can reach a broader audience on things that they might not know, where they can officially get rid of things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll play our PSA, and but you're planning on doing more PSAs for your public information?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm working on one more PSA that is, you know, is going to be a bunch of different community voice.
Hi, my name is Mason Wai. We just did some spring cleaning. This is my brother Cameron Wai. He helps me also with carrying all of these household items. We have couches, cardboard boxes, fans, stereos. We have a lot of stuff, guys. And we're gonna go take it to Waianae Convenience Center.
Hi. Any batteries or tires?
No,
How about liquids such as oils, paints?
none of that.
Okay. Everything in number 23, please. Thank you. Any batteries or tires? Everything inside number 23, please. Thank you.
Hey, it's me, Mason, again, with my little brother Cameron, and we just dumped all our trash. So there's no excuse to illegally dump, because you could dump it all over here. Cam, you want to say something?
Yes. Please malama Aina. Bye.
The loads that we accept here are no larger than a pickup truck. We accept tires with rims, without rims, 4 tires per household per month. These are the prohibited materials that we do not accept here, and they consist of this. And our hours of operations are 7 to 6 p.m. every day, Sunday to Saturday.
So that was your PSA
Yes.
that you developed. Why did you choose to use youth in the PSA?
Well, the youth, they're the next generation. We're ruining their environment for their children and their future. So like they are the next leaders. And so I chose these 2 boys because one, they're my nephews and I know they're good on camera. But what we also did was like the things that are in the truck are the things that we see on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You know, people are like remodeling their home. Not just residents dump. Let's be clear about that. But I was focusing on residential
Okay.
illegal dumping. So the things that we throw away, couches, you know, these are the types of things we're seeing in our community. So I was remodeling the house and said, hey, let's do this one time. And I feel Mason, he did a great job, and he's really coming into his own, being a mentee with Wai Ola. And he's inspiring his family as well as his school and his teammates.
So you guys do, right? I mean, it's not only cleaning areas and educating people, but you're actually creating future leaders
Yes,
to
exactly.
promote this going forward and become our replacements in the future.
Yep.
And being more mindful of our environment and protect and preserve what we need to pass on to them.
Yes.
So that's also part of your component too in what you
Yes.
guys do.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
we're-
important
yes.
that we know that we're not going to be here forever.
Correct.
The younger generation sooner or later has to take over. So we want to make sure that we can teach them to be a little bit more responsible than our generation has been.
So by using the convenience center,
Yes.
now you chose that because it's,
Because a lot of people don't know this, but it's free.
yeah,
If you live in the mainland or any other city, any
gotta
other
pay for
place,
it.
you have to pay every time you go to the,
Yeah.
the dump. So, you know, there's really no excuse why anybody should be dumping. It's open 6-7 days a week. I'm not sure.
What's
And it's
amazing
every
about
day.
Oahu is that the convenience center is free. Garbage pickup is free, bulky item pickup is free. In the mainland, you have to pay for all of these services. We get it for free, and we still have this problem with residents just illegally dumping.
So, you know, that's why we did the PSA, because just maybe some people don't know.
Yeah.
So now that this PSA is out and the kids are all getting involved, when, you know, there's somebody illegal dumping, people are taking pictures. People are putting it online, and, you know, this is the world we're living in now.
Yeah.
So it's people are engaged, social media, photo, video, and they're uploading this stuff. So, you know, it's an awesome time to be living and using these technologies to change behaviors.
And it does. I mean, people can take film, photographs. I mean, they just post it on social media, and next thing you know, it's
Viral.
Many people are very upset about illegal dumping or having issues with our environment, and they're more vigilant, and they'll put it online. Doesn't matter who it is, and people get very upset about, you know, people destroying our environment. So I think by educating other community members that be more mindful, you know, we have free options for you to dispose of your items, and you're right, that's not tolerable. When you can take it to a free convenience center, you can have bulky items pick it up, you can, you know, put it in your own trash can. I mean, we shouldn't be seeing it on the side of the road, creating a future hazard of almost anything. So where's Wai Ola going to grow to? I mean, are you going to continue with your beach cleanups? We're going to foster more youth. We're going to do more, get into schools. Where are we going to go with Wai Ola Waianae?
One of the things that I would like to see, and the team has talked about it, is more people using our Facebook, not just to find out about our beach cleanups, but to share their stories. We want to try to create kind of like a bank of information from people, especially people that used to illegally dump and realized how wrong it is, or just didn't realize that it was causing a harm to the environment. People that have made that positive change for themselves, because that's an inspiration.
Yeah.
It's a good story, you know, that I once did this wrong and I learned not to, so I'm doing it right now. We'd like to get more stories like that involved. Yeah, we are figuring out our future right now.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you know, little bit down the road is we're gonna be not just doing beach cleanups. We still will be continuing to do that, but like use more community-based social marketing techniques or strategies to, you know, get the Waianae community up
More
and
engaged.
clean, engaged and healthy and well, and taking care of our resources. It's so beautiful, you know, so we have to keep impressing and pushing that with our youth and our residents.
We have one of the most beautiful coastlines in the world.
Yes, we do.
So we shouldn't be creating a dump out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it is, you know, I mean, and this isn't trying to say that it's our community doing this.
Yes.
Yes, everybody has their own individuals in their community that illegally dump, but, you know, you also have people that will take their illegal dump to other communities because people just don't know, right?
Right.
And that's some of the things which I'm glad you guys are doing, because you're educating the community at large to say, whoa, if this guy is dropping his roofing material or his construction debris or even his own household. I mean, I've been out to Kaiana cleaning Kaiana, and we're cleaning up rubbish from people's houses in Honolulu and Waipahu, and you're like, how did it get all the way out to Waianae? And
True story.
and you don't want to say, you know, they the bad guys. It's just some people just
Don't know better.
they don't know better. They really don't.
And so, on that pulse of some people don't know better, also some people don't know that illegal dumping is a crime. So if you see somebody illegal dumping, you know what I mean, by all means, call 911. You
Yes.
know, it's residential, commercial, all kinds of different industries dump.
Because it is. There you can be fined.
Yeah, and we
You
have a
can
perfect example
go
of that
to
last
jail.
month.
Yes,
exactly.
that's correct.
Yeah, so, you know, and that was the problem before, that even though there was reporting and record keeping going on, what's being dumped, nothing was being done on the side of the law.
Yeah.
So now with the incident that happened recently, and you know,
Yeah,
the
so-
perpetrator has to pay some kind of fine, community service or something. So
That's correct. So
you know.
some people have gotten very vigilant about, you know, upset that people do this in the community. And yeah, somebody did social media,
Yeah,
took some
exactly.
video, saw somebody illegally dumping. that kind of went viral, you know. Department of Health picks it up, and yeah, you're threatened to possibly go to jail.
Yeah.
And yeah, and an individual just got recently sentenced, you
Yeah.
know, and that shows you. It does prove to say, call the 911, report. Don't go over there and try and stop them. Do the legal ways about it, and let,
Right.
you know, the justice system prevail. And, you know, that by doing that, it's going to show people. You don't want to be cited, because these fines are hefty, right?
Yeah, and we want people to know it's not, you're not turning in your neighbor
Yeah.
to be malicious or anything. You want to make sure that the community stays healthy. In this particular case, somebody was dumping into a waterway that often floods and overflows.
Yeah.
Guess what happens when all that stuff, when the water levels rise? It ends up in
Yeah.
everybody's yards,
Yeah.
and then your kids end up playing in trash.
That's correct. Yeah.
So it's about, you know, making sure that everybody stays responsible, because what happens in your neighbor's yard can easily come into yours.
Yeah, that's correct. And I think, again, I really like what you folks do, the educational component of it. We're not here to turn anybody in. We're not here to say you're the bad guy.
Yeah, we're not
you're the good
enforcement.
person.
No,
You're
we're
not.
not
You're
enforcement.
just you do education, and how do we raise that level of consciousness in your participants or the people you touch to, do they know more now? Do they know how to deal with us? So I'd like to thank both of you for coming out and joining me.
Thank you for
look
having us.
forward to working with both of you some more, you know, and proving our community to be, as you say, the best beaches in the world. You're right. So I'd like to say thank you very much, and I'll tell my audience out there, mahalo for joining us on Olelo with Jordan's Journal. Thank you. Aloha.